Hey everybody, before I get into today's video, there are a few points I want to make to kind of set it up. First of all, currently on their FAQ, Intellivision lists the first quarter of the year, which ends with the month of March as their public target release for the Amico. Secondly, Nick Richards of Intellivision has stated in the past that there was a plan to start manufacturing in America for the pre-orders and then move to China. Thirdly, Tommy Tallarico has been known to share quote-unquote secret information with some of his YouTuber friends. And that brings me to Retrobro, who on Twitter calls himself the #1 source for factual Amico news and is a friend of Tommy Tallarico. Last Thursday, January 27th, 2022, he dropped this piece of information on his live stream entitled, "I'm Not Going Anywhere."
It needs to be manufactured now to come out in Q1. Yeah. Even if it's manufactured here in the US.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, here's the thing, like I can say this, people can choose to believe me or not. Saggy, you can confirm this, but Intellivision has a plan. I know what the plan is. Saggy knows what the plan is. So I've said it before, people who have at least founders pre-ordered, I think are going to be happy over the next few months. I won't say more than that, but yeah. Yeah. Is that close? I don't care.
Okay, so where's Rob when we need him? Or what you can and cannot say on a live stream about television person.
I don't even care right now, dude. Like,
when I heard the word few, the number 3 popped into my head, meaning it would happen in April. Of course, the word few can mean different numbers, but my thought may have been justified when I heard Retrobro say this.
No, but I mean, yeah, I think when it comes down to,
I think everyone can confirm, unless some magic happens. I mean,
definitely
Q1's not possible because that would be before April.
Yes, he specifically said April. That might have been a slip. So if this is Intellivision's secret plan that they have been quietly working in the background to start releasing Founders Editions in April, slowly fulfilling pre-orders before moving general manufacturing to China for a later general release, that would mean they already know that their Q1 2022 target that they have listed on their FAQ is not going to happen. I also don't like the fact that these YouTuber friends of Tommy are getting quote-unquote secret information, when Intellivision investors and general customers are being left in the dark. To be clear, I hold nothing against these friends of Tommy Tallarico, and I actually think it puts them in a bit of an awkward spot. However, it could also be part of a cheap marketing plan, hoping stuff like this comes out, creating a buzz, while at the same time, if it's delayed longer, they could simply say it was never official. Which brings me to my next point, Intellivision and their false transparency. Tommy Tallarico and company have long claimed that they have been super transparent, but I think that's misinformation, and I actually think that Tommy Tallarico is confusing talking a lot with being transparent. Allow me to give you 3 examples with perhaps the 3 most important topics concerning the Amico: the constant delays, the price increase, and the missing games. When the Evercade Versus got delayed in 2021, they showed pictures of systems ready to be shipped and even said, and I quote, "We have been unable to give you any updates until this point because of the huge instability in global freight and the uncertainty this created. We also did not want to give multiple updates with half information to you." This is called being transparent. They showed proof and the delay was minimal. When the play date was delayed in November 2021, a clear reason was given. The systems that were made had failing batteries. They also cited a shortage of CPUs to cause possible future delays, but they also mentioned that they had found substitute CPUs for future systems. This, of course, is a bigger delay than the Evercade Versus, but at least consumers had a clear understanding why there was a delay, both current and in the future. So what is the reasoning that the transparent Intellivision has given for their multiple delays? In July, Tommy Tallarico told Nintendo Life, and I quote, "Unfortunately, because we have touchscreens on our controllers, as a small company, we are finding it extremely difficult to secure 4 of the 100+ parts. The parts aren't called by name and have not been mentioned much since. The only other reason ever given seems to be a variation of a generic reasoning since the first delay, the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused part shortages and shipping delays. Despite this, in an email from August 7th of 2021, they said, and I quote, "In spite of these supply hurdles hampering our ability to fill all orders, we are focused and determined to deliver pre-order units by the end of the year. This, of course, never happened, and the transparent Intellivision never followed up with the reason why, despite even investors asking for one. While Evercade and the Playdate have also been affected by the pandemic, their delay reasons actually contain details sorely lacking from the transparent Intellivision. So what about the price increase? When the system was officially announced on October 22, 2018, the press release gave a retail price range of $149 to $179. Why a price range? Here's what Tommy had to say at that year's Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
So that is the price point that we're going for. Now you say 149 to 179. Does that mean there's going to be different price? No, I said that because I wanted to give people a number in the range that we're trying to hit, right? So it will be somewhere in between there. We're hoping for 149. But this gives me a little bit of room, because if we come up with something so cool, or some new technology hits in 6 months from now, we got to get it in the system, and it's going to cost us $10 more to make, well, I don't want to not do that and say, oh, geez, I told those people a year ago it was going to be 149 or whatever. So we're giving ourselves a little room, but I just wanted to tell people the price range that we're looking at. Under $200, way under $200.
But in spring of 2020, the price was raised to $249, which is an increase of $70 to $100, or 39% to 67% based on the original price range, happening at a time when prices were expected to go up 5 to 10% in general due to the pandemic. In addition, the maximum price of games rose from $7.99 to $9.99 for a $2 or 25% increase. So why did the price of the system go up so much? Here's what Tommy said on the Extra Slope interview on November 6, 2021.
Well, and the other thing is, too, at that time in our design, we did not have the capacitive touchscreens. We had resistive touchscreens that we thought, that we were designing the system around, because those were much cheaper, right? Mm-hmm. And so when we came out with that, we didn't have a unit finished at all. We had stuff on drawing boards. So we said, you know what? We would like, and again, go look on the videos and everything, price subject to change. Right. But we said on there, look, we would like to target our target range 149 to 179. That would be the target range that we would like to be in. We never came out and said the suggested manufacturer retail price is this, and then we changed it. We never did that. So it will be somewhere in between there. We're hoping for 149. So the system itself, as I've stated, it's going to be way under $200. Okay, so that's the good news, right? Way under. That means it's not 199, it's not 189, it's not 179. I can tell you this, it's going to be much less than $200.
Much less than $200.
Much less. We just gave a range of where we thought we wanted to be, that we thought would be really cool. Then as we started making the machine, we're like, oh my gosh, the capacitive touchscreens are so much better than the resistive touchscreens, but it's going to add another $25 in cost.
This confused me when I first heard it. The only detail he gave was a $25 increase to the system, which already fit into the $30 price range wiggle room he gave at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. This price increase was not transparent. Then there's the games. In the original press release, over 50 retro games were announced to have new installments on the Intellivision Amico. On the NLG show, episode 184, An Evening with Tommy Tallarico and the Intellivision Amico on January 16, 2020, host Mike Mullis asked about some of the games shown in the original trailer, even saying, and I quote, "I want to make sure these are really still coming." Tommy assured him they all were, giving the following release dates relating to the launch. Since then, the transparent Intellivision has not given any real updates for almost 40 of the games listed in their original press release. Many of them aren't even mentioned on their massive FAQ, although they still can be found on their website in the original press release. Human Nature, the developer of the Toe Jam and Earl game, only recently made it known that they stopped working on the Amico game in early 2021, as Intellivision never finalized the contract and stopped communicating with them. For a transparent company, What really happened to the almost 40 announced games seems to be a mystery. There may have been a few answers hidden in an interview here or an article there, but as someone who has closely followed this project for over 3 years, I can tell you that I don't believe Intellivision is nearly as transparent as they claim to be. Honestly, Tommy Tallarico and Intellivision remind me of a politician who talks a lot, trying to placate their listeners while often avoiding straight answers or giving answers of real substance, at least when it comes to some of the biggest questions surrounding the system. And perhaps that is why many gamers will continue to have a lot of skepticism concerning the system, even if it does launch in April. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time.
So, people are asking in the chat, how was it encrypted?
That's a silly question. I'm not going to answer that question.